Alrighty, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Hairymuppet, and today is the day that we finally get basic electronic circuits done. But first of all, we have a problem, and it is a mathematics problem because I did the maths wrong. I don't know how I did the maths wrong, but you can see here we got 8 machines, only 4 of them are running, only 4 of them are getting the wooden boards. I don't know what's going on. I thought I did my math right. Somebody was probably watching this video and it's just like, Hairymuppet, you're an absolute freaking moron. No, we didn't do our maths wrong. The maths is completely right. We're just not offloading the damn things fast enough. You know what? Screw it. Let's just build some fast inserters because I am sick of this bloody double inserter stuff. So there we go. Pushing them out nice and fast now. This guy's pushing them out nice and fast. I love the fast inserters. Let me actually, I think I can Alt-Tab and let me Alt-Tab and yes, the game is still running. I had that problem ages ago where I Alt-Tabbed and the game sort of stopped recording, but I think I turned that off. I got a nice cheat sheet next to me and yes, the fast inserter is actually almost 3 times as fast as the normal inserter. It's absolutely nuts. And we are going to be using these for everything until we get really late game, and then we'll start using the stack inserters, and that'll be even more insane. But yes, the wooden boards are going up. All of these guys are running now. So we fixed that problem because, yeah, circuit boards, they just weren't coming down as fast as I thought they could have, and now they are. So that's beautiful. Oh, man, we really need... You know what I should be working on? I've bloody... where is it? There's inventory slots, which would be nice, 10 extra slots, but the toolbar is going to be even better because that's 10 extra slots down here at the bottom of the screen, and that will be helpful. So anyway, basic electronic boards. Let's get to it. We've finally reached the point where I set up the original base and had all this gap. So, man, that was such a long time ago. What we're going to do is we're going to continue our basically method of leaving gaps for another bit of solder if we need it later on, just to be safe. The last time I did a Bob's Mods main bus, I didn't leave any gaps and I regretted it. So now we are going to leave gaps everywhere. And just to double check, that fits in beautifully. Okay. Although it might be a bit of a problem because we'd move on to bigger metal mixing furnaces later on, which actually take up more space, but whatever. Not going to worry about that now. Famous last words and all that, but yeah, it's fine. So now we are going to be hitting the big tamale, the actual basic electronic boards, and they take 3 components to build, which means we need these guys. So let's just build a bunch of them, and it's kind of ironic because we need the assembly machine 2s to build the basic electronic boards, and we need the basic electronic boards to build the assembly machine 2s. It's kind of an infinite loop, but luckily we can handcraft these basic electronic boards if we need to, which is what we're doing. And I think 10 machines is very, very decent for these guys. 10 machines means 10 basic electronic boards a second, which I really like. And if we have a look at the components that we need, it takes 5 basic electronic components for each of these. So we are going to really need to push those up nice and fast. And what we're actually going to do here is, what we're actually going to do is we're going to have 4 belts coming up. So we're going to have 2 belts on the outside and 2 belts on the inside. And the way we're going to work it is, let's make sure we line that up. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to need, so this is going to be the out belt. The out belt is actually going to be on the very far side because we're only producing 1 a second, so we don't really need it that much. And we're going to have this pole in the middle. I think. Yeah. And then so we need to do a bit of a flicker over here. We don't have space on the middle because this is going to be another belt right there. So we're going to have to go outside here. Yep, that should work. And then we're going to have a space here just because it's going to cause me a headache if we don't. Not sure if we really need one, actually. Maybe we can put that down. Actually, I think we can put that down. Because we're doing it on the outside, it should be just absolutely fine. Going to need a lot more of these guys. Get over there. So this is going to be the output, and what we're going to do is these two central belts are going to be reserved solely for the basic electronic components. And then the outside belt, this left outside belt, is going to be for the basic circuit boards and the solder, and the right belt is going to be the output. So yeah, we really are not underestimating the amount of solder that we're going to need for this base. So, and of course we're probably going to have fast inserters on both sides to sort of get all of that solder in there, because you think about it, these guys need 5 basic electronic components every single second, and that's a lot. So I believe the fast inserters can do 2.5 items a second approximately. So yeah, having it from both sides, having them yank off, is definitely going to be a good idea. But we'll do that. And there we go. Tool belt finished. Look at all those extra bars of goodness. And well, let's just work on inventory slots. We're going to start selecting research again since we've got all the green research now, but let's do this thing again. So we don't want to shift over into this space because remember, we're saving this space for the other thing. So what we're going to do is that, and then so that'll be 2 other ingredients, and that'll be this guy, and then we'll have a completely separate belt. So both of these belts are going to be, let's put that like that. Both of these belts are going to be the basic electronic components. Okay, alrighty. How many of these? We're going to build 7 at the moment. I'm going to wait until I actually start producing these to put down more. But for now, we'll make 5. We'll put them on the first few, and then we'll pick up some circuits once they start going out and use them to make the rest. But let's get some undergrounds for now, and let's start piping these things in. So let's get this right. Let's get this right. 4. Okay. Yeah. 3. And get a bunch more of those. Alright, so that's one thing. And then the next one is going to be solder. Yes, solder is going to be the next guy who comes up this line. And where is Mr. Solder? Down there. So put it like that, and then we put that one like that, and there comes the solder. And now we got 2 belts of these guys, and this is actually going to be a little bit tricky. So what we're going to do is put that guy up like that, and then this guy up like that, and you are going to go out like that, and you're going to go out like that, And then both are going to go like that. And I'm not sure if these match up to the lines I had previously, but no, they don't. But it's close enough. We can reroute them once we get up there. Always running out of undergrounds. Okay, so this guy goes straight up. This guy goes like that. Close all those off. Now we're going to need a balancer up here. So what we'll do is do like that, and then get myself a splitter. And we're actually going to do this a little bit weirdly. It's not how we usually do it, but I don't want to impinge on this space over here. And then we're going to have another underground so that we can have a chest right over here. And we're going to put a fast inserter actually here because I really, really want these to be available pretty much all the time. Yeah. So we want top, 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 top. There. Yeah. Yes, like that. And now we just need to follow this guy over. Come on, get over there, you useless little... There we go. And one over there, turns them all on. Yep. You need to go that way. So here we go. So we got so much basic electronic components going in there. Now, it's actually slowing down a little bit because this long-handed inserter is actually not quite 2 items a second, which is what we need it to be. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a couple more of these. And what we're going to do is Shift D, pick up tile position back. And now this is the same speed as this, but it's actually picking from there. So that's not a vanilla thing. This only in Bob's mods are you allowed to do that. So that is absolutely beautiful. So we're going to do the same thing over here. And then I think there's a shortcut, Shift L. There we go. So that drops that back. So we don't need these anymore. We do seem to have a lot of these basic electronic components, but they are going to disappear like you would not believe as soon as we start really producing these electronic circuits. Now, let's go into this, grab 81, produce a whole bunch of fast inserters. And I think for now, the fast inserters are going to replace the normal inserters. We are beyond the point where we need the normal inserters now. We can use fast inserters for everything now that we have such a plentiful supply of them. So let's go ahead, double, 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 a bunch more, double and double. So now we shift click this guy to copy and paste. Shift click, you shift right click to select, and then you shift left click to copy. So sorry, to paste the setting that you've got. So we're just going to do all of these guys. And there we go. And these guys are better assemblers anyway, so they will do things in 0.75 crafting speed instead of 0.5, which is the old assembler. So you can see our basic electronic boards are coming out nice and fast. Right now they're just going into this chest, but we will start routing them down all the way to Mr. here. There we go. Now, we're not going to route them this direction to the left because I don't think we need to. So let's not worry about that. And let's get some freaking lights in here. It's way too dark. Of course, there's no spot to put any lights because the power poles are not very good. So let's just put a light up there. And let's just put a light down there. And that will have to do for now because there's nowhere else to put lights. Here, we can put a light there, we can put a light there. There and there. So lit that place up. And then we've just got the tinned wire to light up. There we go, and there we go. It would be nice to light up the belt as well, but the problem is you need power for lights, and stringing power poles all over the main bus is not that much fun. It's really, really not. Let's get rid of that, and let's make that the assembly machine 2s, which I'm assuming we can now craft a ton of. Let's grab some more of those. Beautiful. New research. We can't get more. Another 10 slots until we have blue science, which is going to be painful. What do we want? This is a whole bunch of good stuff. So red belts is the next level of belt speed, which is awesome. We might think about doing that next, but I kind of don't really like to go for red. I kind of just like to skip red and go for blue. Insert a capacity bonus. All right. So this guy means that all of the inserters, the blue ones, the red ones, this guy, the yellow ones, they will all take 2 items per swing instead of 1. So basically doubling the inserter throughput, which is really amazing. But we're not going to do that right now. We are going to go and we are going to do something even better. We are going to... Where is my warehouses? Oh, I was going to build warehouses, but they take steel. Never mind. We're not going to worry about that anymore. We are going to set something up here, though. Well, it's not really a point. What I was going to do is I was going to build a big warehouse and use my... what are the damn things called? The loaders to push into it and push out of it. And that way, this evenly splits because you've got 4 loaders coming out of the warehouse. We can't build the storehouse. That takes steel as well. Not cool. It's nice having a warehouse because it's 6 by 6, but it's basically one big chest. So you can throw like 10 belts into it and 10 belts out of it. And they will all get balanced automatically because they're all pulling out of the same chest. But yes, it's a bit of a pain in the ass. What we will do actually is, I'm not sure if it's a better option, but what we will do, yeah, I decided we will do this. We'll put 2 loaders here and this chest. So instead of needing to do this, I'll just show you how awesome the loaders are. So 2, 3, 4, 5. So basically put a loader here and a loader there and a chest. So what the loader does is it takes a belt directly and then it puts it into this chest. And then the loader on the other side does the same thing but in reverse. So it does by default push it out onto one side, but once that side's full, it pushes it out onto the other side. So the loaders are still pretty freaking awesome. And as soon as this belt is completely backed up, which is not going to take too long, the chest will start to fill up. And this is good because it means we've got a whole bunch of stuff extra. Similar to what I did with the basic electronic circuits, but even the very fast inserters that do like 2.5 swings a second or something, it's not as good as just throwing the entire belt down because those loaders basically run at the same speed as the belt, and the belt is definitely extremely fast. So let's do the same thing here as well, just because I like using loaders and because they're awesome. They do take a lot to craft, but that's usually just if you don't have the circuits in your inventory. The circuits are the main pain. And now we do have, well, that's not backed up yet. So maybe the inserter was a better option because this is not, there we go, starting to back up. Starting to back up. It only backs up when the belt is completely full as opposed to the inserters, which will steal a bunch of it, regardless of whether the belts are full or not. Solar. The very first solar panels. We are going to push all the way for the elite solar panels before we start actually doing stuff, actually producing them, because, yeah. So we should be able to get to these and produce them still running off steam power. Speaking of which, we're using 8.5 megawatts and we have a capacity of 18. So that's not bad, but that's starting to get into dangerous territory as well. But now that we've got all of these figured out and all these working, man, you can see these machines starting to shut down because they're not getting enough basic circuit boards. Our basic circuit boards are running okay, but let's have a look here. What we can do here is our inputs are only copper and wood, and they're still holding up okay. It's really the slowness of the machines that are slowing us down. So we can upgrade all of these machines to the better ones, and then we will start getting a lot more circuits coming out a lot faster. Wow, I gotta load these guys back up. So, and I think we're at 21 minutes, so we'll probably sort of cut this off a little bit. But I think next episode we will start doing some more utility sort of things. So I want a space on the bus which builds fast inserters. I want a space off the bus that builds these assemblers, so I can just go over and grab them whenever I need to. Yeah, because building stuff is just not fun. So if we go and have a look on P over the last minute, we'll grab this. No, not the assembly machine 2s. That's me handcrafting them. I'm talking about these guys. We can sort of see that it's growing up. So it's gone from here till about here in the last minute or so. And yeah, that's really nice. I'm really happy with that. I don't know what this little drop was. Maybe this was when we fixed the wood, but that was a while ago. Maybe this was when we fixed the wood. I think this was when we fixed the wood. I don't know what this was. I really don't know. Maybe the circuits were backed up and they started getting used. But anyway, everything is good now. The ratios are still all the same. We just increased the overall efficiency of all the machines. If we upgraded these machines but didn't upgrade these, then the ratios would be off. But since they're all the same machines, it is all good. So now we have to decide what we're going to do next. And I think I said, yeah, we're going to start producing these and all of these. And let's see. Let's get logistics 2. Give us some red belts that we can build nice and easily if we need to, because that is going to be awesome. So anyway, moving on. I think the first thing we want is a little transport system over here for building belts and undergrounds and splitters and so on and so forth. I think that's going to be the next, and then we'll start building some general stuff for just whatever else we need. But I'm going to call it there. Thank you very much for watching, and yeah, hope you guys have a good one.